everyone, John here from the Brewers podcast, and I'm back with another beer. And today we're drinking a beer that's both interesting and kind of uninteresting at the same time. Before I tell you what the beer is, you can see it right here. Going back about 10 years ago when I first got into craft beer, the whole goal of craft beer, it seems, as far as shifting people over to craft beer was to shock their palate and to give them something big and bold that they would remember and either get scared off by or see the light and go, wow, this is amazing. I've never had anything like this. For me, that was Pliny the Elder. That was the first beer I had that I had that wow moment. Going back further, I had some Newcastle Brown Ale that changed my ideas about beer, but Pliny was the first one that did that for me. And that's awesome. But over the years, especially, like I said, me being involved in the craft beer world for the last 10 years or so, you come to realize that those big beers come at a price, and that price is you gain weight if you're not healthy and exercising enough, and it's really easy to put on that weight. I got up to 260 pounds a little over a year and a half ago, just under 260 pounds. And I'm sure beers like Arrogant Bastard played a big role in that because that's a big beer. It's, in that double IPA range, even though it's not an IPA, it's like an American strong ale. But drinking those beers consistently can, if you don't watch it, they can get to you. Literally, they can get on your body and you can get fat and gain weight. So, and I don't want to shit on Stone for Arrogant Bastard. They also made a beer called Levitation back then that was I think 4.1%. It was on the lighter side. It wasn't their light lager, but it was the closest thing that Stone made to a light lager because back then Stone was very anti-fizzy yellow beer because it was for wussies, apparently. But now it's 2019 and how the tables have turned. The most recent trend in beer is to make beers that are basically light lagers. They're not all light lagers, but they're lighter beers that are lower in calories, lower in carbs. You can drink more of them and enjoy them throughout the day. And it's springtime. It's a perfect time for these beers to come out. I know Dogfish Head just announced one about a month ago. Boulevard Brewing announced one also, which is really cool. I think they're different styles for the most part. And then a brewery close to me out here in Southern California, in Redlands, California, Hangar 24 announced a beer that pretty much they just throw in the towel and say, you know what, we're just gonna own it. And they're gonna call it American Light. So this is American Light from Hangar 24, which I gotta be honest, I do like the can, even though it's a bit, predictable. American Light, put a big American flag on there. People are going to buy into that. I get it. But the marketing, they're going for that premium light lager look, and that's fine, I think. I've been waiting for these beers to come along in craft beer because I do like to drink beer on a regular basis. And, the closest thing I can get to a lighter alcohol beer is like a Kolsch or like a Blonde. And there's nothing wrong with those beers, but you don't see a lot of intentionally light beers, intentionally low carb, low calorie beers out there from craft breweries. And I get it. They're out there trying to innovate, trying to, break down barriers, make the next, hazy double IPA so they can sell cans to all their fans and make money. I get it. But these beers are also popular, especially amongst people that don't drink craft beer and want to get into craft beer. This is a great gateway beer. No longer is a pale ale a gateway beer or a saison or a sour, something that's fruity. People usually want beer that tastes like the beer they already drink, and I'm assuming that's what this is going to taste like. So sorry for my little rant there, but I just wanted to give you a little backstory on how we got to where we are today, at least from my point of view. So this beer, 12-ounce can, is 4.2% alcohol by volume, so pretty decent amount of alcohol for a beer like this. 100 calories and 3.7 grams of carbs and 0.9 grams of protein. I'm not big on counting my carbs. I run a lot. And I'm keeping my weight in check, and I'm fine with how I eat right now, and I'm, pretty much vegan. So 100 calorie beer, this is right up my alley. A 6-pack is 600 calories. If you had two 16-ounce double IPAs, 2 pints of a double IPA, that might be 450, 500 calories alone right there. And don't get me wrong, I love double IPAs. But for a beer that I just want to sit down and drink and enjoy, seeing a can that has only 100 calories in it, and it actually says 100 calories on the can, they actually list it, I'm trying to find it here. they actually list it on the can. So yeah, that's awesome. The only thing they don't have on here though is a enjoy by date, which is kind of sad, but you know, whatever. So without further ado, let's open this beer and check it out. So we are drinking this out of our Golden Brett glassware. I thought it was appropriate, even though Golden Brett is a reference to Brettanomyces, but gold, you know, it's a golden beer. But yeah, this thing is pretty much crystal clear. It looks like a light American lager. Got a nice foamy head on there, which you don't see a lot in American light lager. Like a lot of times that foam goes away like that, like it's just gone. So seeing that on this beer for hanging out, as long as it is, like we're up to about, I don't know, 30 seconds now, that's pretty awesome. So good job so far. It's a pretty beer and it's got a pretty ample head on it. So let's see what it smells like. This smells like an American light lager. I'm getting it's basically a lot of corn on the nose, I'd say. Little bit of a barley note, but it's big on the corn. Not like Mexican lager levels where you get like this wallop of, you know, almost syrupy corn, which I'm not saying it's corn syrup, but you know what I mean, like a heavier corn aroma. It's a very light, crisp corn aroma. A little bit of hop aroma coming too. I'm not sure what hops they used in this, but I'm sure it's something that's, you know, not a high alpha acid, something that's pretty delicate, not going to really interfere too much with the taste of the beer itself. It smells like a very nice beer. I get no off aromas on this. It smells really good. So I got to hand it to them on that so far. It smells great. And this is very highly carbonated. Like this is a very fizzy yellow beer. It is. So let's see what it tastes like. Okay. So right before I did this video, I went for a 3-mile run. And I did a 3-mile run this morning before I went to work. Had a long day at work. I'm up to about burning almost 1,200 calories so far today. This is goddamn refreshing. This is really, really good. Like, it's got a great mouthfeel, like ample body. It's not thin and fizzy. It's got a nice malt backbone. Still, you get that corn edge to it, most definitely. But I think in this beer, that's a good thing. Like, it's what, I mean, you look at the can, that's what you expect. Like, you kind of can already taste, you can expect what it's going to taste like already just by thinking about it and seeing the can. And that's really great that as kind of, I don't know, gimmicky as this looks in the can, which I don't mean that as a diss, but there is an American flag on it and it's got American light and, you know, cursive like script handwriting. It's fine, but you see that and what you get in the can is what you expect when you see the can. So this is very refreshing, very good. Only 100 calories. I'm in, dude. This is great. Yeah, and that carbonation, that level of carbonation that's in there, I think is great. It just lifts everything off your palate. It's got a medium dry finish. You get this lingering malt presence, I guess you could say. Bitterness is very balanced, if, you know, on the low side, which is to be expected in a beer like this. They're calling it an American light lager. I think this is a fantastic beer. I really have nothing bad to say about it. But there's not really anything else to say about it. Like it is what it is. It's a very simple beer. And not that these beers are simple because they're easy to make. It's simple because it's clean and there's not a whole lot going on with it, and that's what you want from a beer like this. So it's almost a testament to how well they have this style down in their brewery to release this beer to the mass market. I got this for $9.99 for a 12-ounce six-pack at the shitty Chevron station down the street. They usually mark everything up at least $1, so maybe it's like $8.99 a six-pack. Maybe you could find it someplace it's cheaper. I mean, it's still going to be like double what's a six-pack of Bud Light, like $6 maybe. I haven't bought Bud Light in a long time, but like I think those 3 24-ounce packs are somewhere like $3 or $4. So I mean, it's still, you're still paying craft premium prices for this, but you're still supporting a local brewery and you're getting a quality product that's made locally if you live in Southern California. So again, this whole idea of brewing lighter beers that are more health conscious and made to just enjoy and not have to worry about, I'm all for it. Like, I don't want everything going in that direction, obviously. Like, I still want my barley wines and my bourbon barrel aged stouts, but I welcome this. So good job, Hangar 24. I think this is a great beer. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.